what are the components of a successful show jumping team, Belinda?
So I think for parents out there, I think that the most important thing is find a qualified coach that know what they are doing and with good facilities that can help you. And even if there's basic facilities, I'm talking about safe facilities. So if you're out in the country and you don't have the facilities that Gauteng has, no, there's basics. You want to have safe footing, safe equipment, and a good coach. And the grooms, we honestly cannot do it without the grooms. So that's important. And for parents out there that look, you don't want you want a few people in a lesson. You don't want hundreds of people in a lesson. Look at what the track rate is for injury versus falling off and versus how you're doing in the ring, because those all are hand in hand with success in the sport.
And going to the most fundamental member of the team, what makes a good show jumping horse? You've mentioned great athleticism.
Yes.
We can split this up if you want to into entry level and high performance.
Yes. So the very nice thing about show jumping, Georgie, I had to go find one of my clients, Rita Gaza. She's wins a lot.
Famous showing rider.
Unbelievable. I mean, won SA champs now in the working.
Northwest, yes,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just she's incredible. I had to find her horse. Man, was that hard. Finding a showing horse that is both flashy and calm, solid in its brain,
Super
and
correct.
flashy and super correct. I can find a show jumper for you any day. So show jumpers, we're very, very fortunate. Unlike with dressage, where you do need a type, good looks is very important. Movement is very important. With show jumping, it takes all shapes and sizes. If I look at my mare Takara, she's a firecracker. She's a fire-breathing dragon. She's got attitude. She is spicy. You have to be a bit stricter on her about what you want from her.
But she would suit a particular kind of rider, and then another horse would suit
Yes.
another kind. That's great.
Yes. And then you've got Cassiopeia,
Matchmaking.
my big boy, that he's like a German Shepherd. All he wants to do is please you. And he's a softie. He's a softie. He comes out every day and he wants to spook at the gate every day. And then you have to tell him, "Oh, it's okay, boy." And you pat him and he goes, "Okay, mommy. Here I go." So, so I think if you're going to start show jumping, if you get the most important thing when you teach anybody on show jumping, and I've read a lot of coaching books on this as well, is to get a horse with a rhythm. So if you're going to teach somebody show jumping, try that your school horses are not these hot, strong horses that teach riders not to put their leg on and that's running at the fences.
That's a great point.
Because they have to be able to predict a stride and they have to predict when to go in a jumping position. So
A bit
if
more
you
time makes that a lot easier.
100%. So if you can start somebody on a slightly more solid horse, maybe a little bit more of a deliberate horse that just has that rhythm and goes to the jump in a more predictable way. That's far easier to produce good riders long term than putting somebody on a horse that wants to overbend and run at the fences and they're just hanging on. But yeah, we've got small horses with big step. So the interesting thing in show jumping is one stride of a horse should be as big as the pole is long. So 3.6.
Okay.
So when you teach people to walk a course, you tell them to walk 4 steps along a pole. They put the pole on the ground or stand next to the jump and they walk 4 steps. So when you are picking a show jumping horse, it's important to pick a horse that has that natural canter. When you're going and you're picking somebody, if you're picking a pony, then they're in pony classes. But if you're picking a horse that's got a very short canter, makes it very difficult for the rider to get those 4 strides. If you have a horse with massive strides like Cassiopeia that I can close my leg and drop 2 strides, that would be difficult for somebody that's just learning because his stride is so big that you've got to regulate it without killing the engine. So picking a horse with a good canter is essential. And if you can visualize that canter step being the same size as a pole, half your work is done. Then that rider just needs to maintain a canter and the track will be relatively easy for them.